Yo, what's going on? This is the NRW, where nerds rule the world. It's your boy, Kuya P, aka Patrick Michael Strange, the Adobro, the Babinka boy, the leader of the Holla Holla homies in the Center gang of the ShoPowSho, back again for another episode, but minus the amazing Ates. Cat's in Japan. Tina's handling business. She's currently at Gen Con as of this recording, so she'd probably saying hi to the good folks that watch us over there. So thank you for supporting us as always. We love you. But today is an amazing episode, y'all. As you see on the background, it's not my normal comic stuff. It's a brand new project that I'm super excited for. Y'all know I love us. I love our people, and especially when we're exploring those indigenous cultures of us. I'm all in. You have to know. And I'm bringing back an old friend with Lauren Lola. She's partnering up with Kristian Kabuay. And if I mispronounce his name, I'm sorry. He's going to tell me how to pronounce it properly in a second. But I send all my love, brother. I didn't mean to mess it up, but I'm learning and I'm going to do my best. And you'll teach me in just a second. But I'm super excited about this project, y'all. So let me just close it off here. Let's talk about this. Let's bring it up on the screen. Let's have some fun. Here we go. Boom. There we go. Kristian and Lauren, how are you today, y'all?
Doing good.
Hey, welcome. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And what an explosive introduction.
Thank you, man. I try to give that energy because, as we know with life, it's all about an energy exchange. If you come in with low energy, people don't think you're that hype. But no, I'm hype about y'all, man, and I'm excited. I love that you all are doing this. I love that my girl Lauren is killing the game right now. Super excited for her. And Kristian, I've been a big fan, man. So this is like a Titanic. I want to say Titanic because that we don't want this to sink. We want it to float. It's a dynamic duo. Let's go Batman with it. Batman and Robin are together, and they're going to bring us and some amazing stuff. And I'm so excited for this project. So tell me how this all started. Tell me back to the origins of Dasig. Actually, let me, before again, I mispronounce things again because I'm learning. Yeah. I'm a Philam that grew up here in the States, didn't learn Tagalog. Well, I was learning it, but then my mom stopped. And that's a whole nother story in itself. But Kristian, how do I pronounce your last name properly?
Kabuay.
Kabuay.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, I want to make sure I get that right and give you your honors and your respect on that. So
yeah,
Kristian
thank you. Yeah, there's different ways to say it, depending on where you're from in the Philippines. But yeah, common is Kabuay. But okay. Thank you for asking.
Definitely. And is it Dasig? Is that how we pronounce this as well?
Yeah, there's again, it depends on the region you're from, but Dasig is how I hear it. There could be different areas where to add the accent. But I've heard, from the folks that originally, speak the Visayan languages, Dasig.
Okay. Awesome. I want to make sure I get it right because to me it's about, if you don't know, learn how and get it right. So definitely want to give my respect. So how did this dynamic duo come together? Kristian.
Kristian should start with
and Bayani Art.
Yeah,
let's shout out your other partner in this, Bayani Art, that's involved with this as well.
Yeah, Joe, Bayani Art, Jacob, also from Bayani Art, and Ponzi, also the Bayani Art crew. But specifically for, I guess, Lauren and I mean, we recently we've known each other for years, and I think we first met at a Filipino American book festival. The exact year is kind of blurry to me, but maybe 5 years ago, 6 years ago, around that time.
I think it might be 5 because I remember I was recording something for a separate podcast, and that's when I met you. So we actually have recording of when I met you, and that was from 2017.
Oh, yeah. Okay. It feels such a long time ago. Anything like, before the last 2 years, we've all been in. But yeah, so, we've known each other and, in the community, see each other, talk at these events in the Bay Area. And, we're fortunate enough that there are so many events to go to. And, we would frequently, bump into each other, keep track of what we're doing online. And I think that for me specifically, when I thought of this project, the first writer that I thought of was Lauren, and only not just because I know Lauren, but because I've seen the work that she's done over the years, and she admittingly did not know much about this specific cultural time, and I'll let Lauren speak to that, but that's kind of like the genesis of like our collaboration.
Awesome. All right, so Lauren, you hear this gem of an idea from Kristian. How do we take it to that next level? What kind of research was done? Talk to me.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like what Kristian was saying. This is set in pre-colonial Philippines, for those who don't know. And that's a time period that I initially was not super knowledgeable of. And then also, like I've talked about this in the past on ShoPowSho, Patrick, that I am from a mixed race family, but broad white. And so I was like, I didn't know if I was qualified as a writer to take on this endeavor. And I made that very clear to Kristian, like, I don't know if I'm the right writer for you. And he was saying, oh, it's actually good if you don't know that much. And I'm like, what? What do you mean? And he was saying that, yeah, it gives you the opportunity to learn. And in doing so,
love that. Yeah.
You'll be able to provide a fresh perspective as opposed to someone like him who grew up knowing these stories.
Yeah.
So I thought that was very interesting to hear. And so I took that, I guess with a grain of salt is the right verbiage, but I took that in stride, I think is the better way of saying it. And so anything that I didn't know, like the little nuanced details that I didn't have a lot of knowledge of, I would just ask Kristian, I would ask Jacob, our martial arts consultant, and so on. And so that's helped a lot with intermixing into writing the best story possible for this project. Awesome.
So was it a lot of how hardcore was the research? Are there any particular books, if anybody that's also going to read this and then want to learn from what you've learned, like are there any books you recommend as well that kind of establish this time period of the colonial Philippines that you'd recommend?
Yeah, so without giving away too much, and this is the challenge, and so the books that I've read and opened up again, specifically for this project's Barangay by William Henry Scott, and it's a good starter book, because there isn't really that much.
Yeah,
there's some that are like by Renato Constantino. There's stuff by Ambeth Ocampo, but there's not as much done by a straight up archaeologist.
Gotcha.
And so you have to take some of these resources that are written, say by those look at it from a colonial lens, versus to our people, and you would just have to kind of not really take it from a grain of salt, but see what their point of view was, and their purpose was basically to get published, get accolades and pats on the back, and all of that stuff. And so you take pieces from that, you take pieces from like world tradition, and you have to just kind of glue it together. And that's kind of like what this story is about, because it's also about I guess questioning what we all know. And I'll say this, like, let's say the discovery of the Philippines. This is a time period. And so that is, a lot of questions that many of us in the diaspora, we learn about in school. That's probably like the only thing we learn about I learned about it in elementary school. Right.
Yeah.
So
no, I feel that. And there's so many different, like you said, interpretations as well, and different storylines on really how that was. And I just know the other day I heard that Power Ranger Michael Copon is doing a story about Lapu Lapu and kind of like his own take on that, founding of the Philippines. And I'm curious all about that. I'm gonna hopefully have him on too to talk about that. But there's just all these interpretations, and just not everything is solid, like you were saying, that from an archaeological point of view or a true history point of view, because there's just a lot of different interpretations, and we were just so colonized, and and that mindset and that experience kind of take over, so it's kind of hard to find out the truth. So you have to come up with a little bit of your own interpretation. So I'm very curious and ready for this adventure you're all going to take us on with that perspective. So finding that glue, Lauren coming in, getting in this amazing artistic team. Tell me about that. Talk to me then, so you two came together. Talk to me about bringing in Bayani art. And then also, as you mentioned, you brought in this martial arts expert. And I saw some of the Twitter posts that you both put up, and I love that. And just how you also got like images done of that to help with the art side of the house. Talk to me about first bringing in Bayani art and that whole team. It's the whole team.
Yeah. I've worked with Bayani art probably since like 2009 or 2008. So they're one of the remaining like Filipino American clothing brands that are still around. They come and go. You have a shirt that you print something like I love lumpia or whatever, and then bam, you got a streetwear brand, and then you do the festivals, but then there isn't a bigger picture. And the reason why Bayani Art and I connected is because they have a bigger picture. It wasn't just about the t-shirts. And then now, as the economy has gone down and everybody has a t-shirt, and the buying habits of the world have changed, trying to do less waste. So it's like, how do you get this non-consumerist, hyper capitalistic business going, right? What we're doing is really anti-business, to think about it. It's a more pro education, but it is something that is much bigger than the physical products that we make. And that's where Bayani Art and I connected. So they're a crew. They're a legacy company from Joe Aquilizan and his daughter and his nieces and nephews. They all run the business. Ponzi is his cousin who lives in Australia, who's the artist. And so Jacob is, Jacob would be at these events with Joe and I, and he would help us out, answer questions. And he's a lifelong martial artist. And so, we just came together even before this, and we've always wanted to work on a project together. And I thought that this would be a good one to start when I brought up the idea to Jacob and kind of got him excited, because initially, maybe Lauren can speak to this more, is that it was going to be an animation.
Oh, wow. Oh, can we still have that too, please? By the way, let's raise a whole bunch more. Let's have another Kickstarter.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, interesting you say that. So I guess, when I was originally approached about this project last year, it was pitched to me as a short animated film, which already was very exciting for me because I've never written for animation before. But as time went on, and I did churn out a draft, but it was still a draft, so there were still way to go on it. But as time went on, and Kristian spoke with different people in the business and realizing just how long it takes to make an animated anything, he's like, oh wow, that's going to be a little longer than expected. And like with my generation, with millennials, we like to churn things out and have them as quickly as possible. So he made the decision to shift gears and making it into a graphic novel. And actually, before we even met about it, he messaged me a couple months ago now saying, what do you think about having this start up as a graphic novel and then looking to adapting it for animation later? And I thought, that is also very cool. Let's do that. Yeah. So that's what we've had to shift gears. Okay. I've been rewriting it as a graphic novel since then. My first time ever writing something in this medium before. And it's been a true learning process.
Awesome. I love it. Oh, I love it. So much more to come from this. Because fingers crossed, we're going to support this. Y'all know this. We're going to meet this Kickstarter goal as of this recording, and we'll have this graphic novel. And then, man, I'm excited. We'll get like an animated feature. It's going to happen because the people, I know it. I'm ready for it. I'm ready to give you all my dollars. So just you keep coming with it, and we're going to give you the support, man. It's our time. I love it. So, okay. So the story, you bring in Bayani, the whole Bayani art family. You got you came together. Was the martial artist part of the Bayani art family too? Or how did the martial artists come involved?
Yeah, so he works with them as a photographer, okay. A consultant on weapons, and just making sure that a lot of their products are historically, correct, or quote unquote, or in line. And so he's probably Jacob's probably one of the most disciplined people I know. He lives in the spirit of Bruce Lee, and so I knew that he's very dependable. He can be very nitpicky at things, and so it's kind of the balance, like Ponzi, the artist, has like wild ideas and bringing it into different places. Joe is very production minded. This is his day job, as a project manager. And then, I have like some wild ideas, and Lauren tries to keep us in check, making sure that, we're in line with this story and not having all these other side stories. And, we try to ease things in, but, she kind of, as a goalkeeper and, keeping, us in line. So I think that way we kind of balance each other out and challenge each other too.
I love it. Okay, so we've talked kind of like how it came together, the people that became involved. Without spoilers, give me what you're saying on Kickstarter. What is the story of Dasig and what we can expect about this pre-colonial Philippine story? Lauren, you're the writer. Give it to me.
So Dasig is a young warrior in training. She's someone who she knows what she wants to be, but the question is why? And that's something that her master, her Datu, is really pressing her to answer, is why do you want to be a warrior? Which, if you're going to be someone like that who is going to be protecting your village, your tribe, or what have you, then yeah, it's something you should take into consideration. So she's struggling to figure that out. She feels like it's an answer that should come easily, but just doesn't for some reason. And so while she's trying to figure it out, people from an unknown land are threatening to come over. And so while people like her Datu are getting ready for battle, now she's really trying to figure out, is this goal that she's been working towards her whole young life, really gonna play into factor when it comes time for battle? And B, also just knowing whether or not her focus is in check in the bigger scheme of things.
I'm excited. I'm so excited. Okay, let's go. I'm ready to support this. All right. So that whole story is in regards to like length and in comic, since this is a graphic novel, right? And comic book format. Your normal comic book is 24 pages. A graphic novel is essentially like the first 4 issues of a particular run. So 48, let me do my math. So 48 times 2, is this like 96 pages of content, or what would you say is the length of this graphic novel that we're going to get here?
I'm still writing it at the moment, but I think it's going to be a little over 100 pages by the end.
Wow, nice.
Yeah,
awesome.
Definitely. Because for me, I wanted the layout, and I was telling the art team that let's do it different. Meaning like, because originally this was supposed to be a film, and I thought let's keep it a mix of like a cinematic, cinematic story, but visually as well. So there's going to be a lot of full pages,
nice,
with not much dialogue. And so think of it as a scene that could be translated into an animation, or like the landscapes and all of that. So you're gonna see like the close-ups, and it's really gonna, I want it to look like a coffee table book, where you can just browse it. You don't have to read it, but you can just see the images, and even if there were no words, you can tell the story.
Oh no, that's the best. That's the best, because that's what the beauty of the graphic novel art form is now. That if you're not a normal graphic novel reader, it's not just adapting or collecting your comic books that you're reading every month of a Batman, Superman. The power of the graphic novel medium is so much more. So I love that's what we're gonna get, and that's your vision. Oh, so exciting. So it will, though, dip in for those traditionalists. It will have a little bit of that sequential storytelling that we know from traditional comics to kind of give you some meat, and then go in between like a big splash page for like the action, or just for storytelling purposes. Is that what you're saying as well, Kristian?
Yeah, definitely. And we're Lauren's, because this is a part of a bigger universe of things, and so I'm trying to insert as much things in there, but Lauren's like, let's focus on this. We can have these things in there, but we have to focus on telling the best, story that is as simple to understand. But I personally would want to have like how do you tell a poetic or a philosophy through graphics?
Yeah. Oh, so that's going to be partially your challenge, right? And do that I love that. Yeah. I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh man, I'm so geeked on this because I just from both your style and then knowing the Bionic Art Team style, and just there's so much that you can bring to the table. And I know you for your the Babayan language that you teach in a way as well, and get that out there. Will you incorporate some of that into this as well?
Yeah, we talked about it. So there will be the writing system in there, but obviously one of the challenges that we have, and we talked about it as a team, is that we'll have a certain audience that are like going to be like history snobs, and we'll try and call out like, hey, this didn't happen, but we've already said that it is a historical fiction.
There we go. And then you don't got to worry about those cats. Get out.
Yeah, I mean, we're already saying like, duh, obviously, right? But I think that there's we want to have it raise more questions about things.
Nice. I dig it. I'm so excited and so happy for the both of y'all, man. Just I love kind of seeing, having followed your careers and now taking this step forward and combining it and putting this together. This is going to be an absolutely amazing piece of art. And I'm so excited to talk about this. And I can't wait when we get to the closing paces and we're now promoting it because it's done. Please come back through. Let's talk about it and let's celebrate it. This is absolutely beautiful. What more do you want the people to know about this beyond, well, as of this recording, it'll be out there. We'll have met the goal. So we'll probably want to have pre-orders coming through. How can people pre-order the book? Will it be at your website, Kristian? And how can we do this? What do we want to tell the people?
Yeah, it'll be at dasig.ph. Once the campaign is over, we'll migrate all the info over there.
Awesome. I can't wait. I'm so excited and geeked for all y'all. And if there's anything else I can do to support and show love, man, I definitely want to do that. Lauren, before we get up out of here as well, I think we said what we can say on this without spoiling, and I don't want to do that. I want to have y'all back, and then when we promote it, we can definitely talk more where we can give a little bit. But this project for you, how has it been working with Kristian and the whole squad, and just how the future may be even brighter with, like we said, possibly an animated film. Just knowing you and what you're all about, I'm so excited for you and happy for you, my friend.
Thank you so much. I mean, I don't usually get to do a lot of collaborations that often. I'm like really the closest that I've had previously have been like with theater productions and the occasional short film. And like I said, this is my first time writing a graphic novel. And the same year, like
the culture too, homie. Like
and about the culture.
Yeah.
Yes. It feels very interestingly timed for a couple of reasons, especially since I did consult on the Gemini comic from Olympia with a Vengeance earlier this year. And I also worked with a friend on a little web comic that she put on her platform also earlier this year. So then when Kristian said, hey, do you want to write a graphic novel? I'm like, this feels like the natural next step. Let's do it.
Go.
So yeah, it's been a very fulfilling process. And I really like the fact that he's like giving me this opportunity to learn, because I feel like a lot these days, when it comes to undertaking projects that maybe you've never had a chance in before, it's always like, oh, we need someone with more experience, yada, yada. But it's like, unless if it's something to the extent of the world is in dire need, then let the person learn on the job. And so I'm glad that I have this opportunity to really do that. And I hope that leads to more graphic novels in the future.
Heck yeah. I'm gonna holler at you because now it feels like I'm following you. Like you kind of brought me in with Patricio and the whole Lumpia squad. Now I'm writing a comic book with them. So maybe in like a year I'll be working with Kristian on a comic book, or Dasig Part 2 or something. I'd be down for it. Just letting you know, Kristian, because I'm all about us as well. So I love it, Lauren. I'm so excited for you, my friend. Kristian, what has it been like working with the Bonnie team and Lauren, who I just love as well, man? What has this whole experience been like?
Yeah, it's been great. One of the, I guess the challenges, but we got used to this new online world was because Ponzi is based in Australia.
Yeah.
So the time is different. So that has been a bit challenging. But working with Joe's the acting as art director, and we talk about things high level. So we kind of brainstorm, how we want this, not just like the comic, but eventually translate it into a film. We talk about, of course, the merch aspect of it.
I want this as a shirt, by the way. Like, I need this on a black shirt or a hoodie that I can rock and be like, yeah.
Same, Patrick. Same.
Yeah. So
or a hat.
actually,
I need this as a hat too. Give me a lid.
Yes, we'll have all of that. So
let's go.
We're thinking about that, but then then Jacob. Actually, one of the things that we did with Jacob, I flew him because he's currently in Dallas, and we flew him to the Bay Area, and then we all shot the sequences, the fighting sequences, and I don't know how it's been done in other comics, but we treated it as a film. So we got action figures and blocked it out, and then we actually then fought with Jacob for like half a day in the park, and it got pretty physical. I hurt my back because
you're not as young as you used to be, bro.
Yeah, in my head, because we wanted to get the emotion. We had a 360 camera, so we could turn the angles, capture it, send it off to the artists. So it was quite an experience. And then with Lauren there, then we were trying to figure out like, all right, well then how do we add dialogue to this or whatever? What's that emotion?
Yeah. So
I think and Lauren even took some Philippine martial arts classes too.
Oh, awesome. That's I love it. I love us connecting back with our culture because we get too colonized, we get too assimilated to this. We need to know about our past and get involved with it because that's how it still continues on and lives on, and we pass it to the next generation. So it's so beautiful. And so thank you both immensely for giving me this that I can share with my daughter and have her be inspired, and then she can pay it forward and do all that. So I love this, man. I love y'all. This is amazing. I can't wait for this to drop, and I'm definitely going to show support as this continues. But before we go, for those that might be watching and listening to this or driving in this particular episode, I will have all the links in the description below, y'all. But for those that maybe can remember it, can we just let them know how they can check you guys out online? Lauren, how can people check you out and this project as well?
Well, the Kickstarter will be over by the time this episode comes out, but otherwise check out dasig.ph, as Kristian was saying earlier. That's where you find all the updated information. We do have an Instagram account, but I cannot remember for the life of me what the handle is. So Kristian, if you know it, that'd be great. But if you can follow me on @EchoLaurenLola on Instagram and Twitter, and you can follow my website at lolabythebay.wordpress.com.
Awesome. And for you, Kristian?
Yeah, so personally, if you look me up on all social media, Kristian with a K, last name Kabuay. For Dasig, you could visit the website dasig.ph. There's an IG account, Dasig1521. And I won't say exactly what 1521 is, but if you research, and you'll have some info of what this story is about. So yeah, by the time you hear this, Kickstarter will have been funded, but we're gonna have other opportunities, because we need to raise some more money to get this done as a film and expand. So we're not just talking about in the US, we're talking about in the Philippines. So
that would be awesome.
Our kapwa back home that want this book, but as there's some challenges, like how do we get this book out there physically, like how do we market it without physically being there? So you'll hear some news about that because I know this podcast is worldwide, so go out to Europe.
I got some connects over there, so we could definitely talk to some folks to see what we can do to spread the word. I'm all for this. This is amazing. Heck yeah. All right. I love it. Also, again, shout out to the Biani Art Squad, Tata Ponzi, Jacob Ira. I'll again put all their links in the description below. man, I'm so thrilled and so excited, and I want all the merch. I'm ready to support the film. I'm ready to support with the merch, this comic. Like, y'all do it too. It'll already be funded, so just head over to Dasig PH, and then pre-order the book. Get everything. Let's get it going. I'm so excited for you both, and I love that we got this dynamic duo, and actually dynamic trio, because the Biani Art Fam has always been dope, and just it's some titans of their industry getting together, giving us some quality stuff, and it's so Filipino. I love it. I'm so excited, y'all. So please show love to Lauren, show love to Kristian. I'm Kuya P. You can follow me on Twitter, TikTok, and IG at the Legend Kuya P, and of course ShoPowSho, and at the NRW and Unreleased Wednesday, where nerds rule the world. Much love to you both. I'm so excited. Let's celebrate Mabuhay when this comes out, and let's just, man, let's just spread the knowledge and show the love. Appreciate y'all. All right, y'all, we're out of here. Mahal kita. Salamat.
Hi, my name is Kristian Kabuay, one of the creators of the Dasig graphic novel. Please check out our interview on the ShoPowSho. Come learn about what Dasig is about and where the culture, how it has influenced the graphic novel. Learn about how we actually created an international team for those that are interested in creating graphic novel for themselves in the future.
Hi, I am Lola. I'm the writer of Dasig, and we will be featured on ShoPowSho. Dasig is about a young warrior in training who's trying to figure out why she wants to be a warrior when strangers from an unknown land threaten to take over.
Hi, my name is Kristian Kabuay. My heritage means to me that knowing my past helps bring clarity to my present and gives me a hint of my future.
Hi, I am Lola. I am the writer of Dasig, and to me, my Filipino heritage is very important in the matters of informing where I come from and how I continue on in the present and in the future, especially in the making of this graphic novel.